Get to the very tip of it, okay? What you see there is a brand new shaft, okay? I done spent $64 on a brand new shaft on this thing when I didn't know that all you needed to buy, at least for my situation, was one of these. Okay? Like a couple bucks. Parts.com or something like that. That I done stripped out. I stripped my shaft out, okay? You see what the issue is? Now, see, all I'm doing here is cutting a little slit in the one end of the stripped out part, and then I'm turning it 180 degrees, and then I'm cutting another piece of it just slightly, just enough to where the top part of the plastic piece is able to relieve the tension it has on the shaft. You ought to get your tip in there just right. See, that's what happens when you put your tip in there just right. Now, what I'm trying to do here is trying to actually compress the two pieces that I just cut and potentially grab a hold of it. If you have a new vise where it's not as smoothed out, it might pull out a lot easier than what I got here. And you can see it's kind of pushing itself up out of there. So what I'm gonna do to make my life easier for the next time I gotta do this, because it's gonna happen again, because, you know, piece of plastic doesn't seem to work the best for a chain saw drive shaft. Okay, well, I tell you what, all I need to do is make this little plug out of a bolt right here. All I did was grind my nut down with that grinder right there, put that bolt right here in the, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't need words. Yeah, I took the thing and I made it round and I put it inside the hole until it fit. Okay, it didn't fit before, it does now. Alright, okay, right. So what I did here, is I took, now we're gonna shove it through here on the opposite side, and then you basically turn it into a slide hammer. Just like that. But what I'm doing here, right, you see I've already kind of started to work, but all I'm doing is taking a pair of vice grips. Just don't have to be this type, and be preferably the cheap type, not a made in America. You want Chinese for this, but even though, you know, this is what I got. And you just kind of just tap on it. And then you tap on it, boop, pops right out, as you can see. Boop, and there's your pin. You know what I'm saying? And now you get to keep your thing that you made for the next time this happens, if you know, when the next time it happens. And once you get that first little bit out, you may not need to cut the top like I did to make it squeeze in. But as you can see, doing that, cutting it with the thing helped quite a bit, and removing that top part for you. But basically all you gotta do right here is just take your razor blade and shave off that little tip right there. So you could take a flathead screwdriver that fits down in there and sharpen each one, and remove that little slit right there. That's really just to keep it in place, you know. So I'm gonna leave one and just kind of smooth it off a little bit and see what type of resistance I get. I don't want all of them. Okay, there's too much resistance. I'd rather have this cap pull out in the field while I'm changing out the pole saw, or because the only time I take this thing apart is when I'm putting it up in the truck. And you know, if I'm the one taking it apart every time, hopefully, pray to God. And you know what I mean? These things are only $1 a piece anyways, so even if it does come off, very simple. You know, I'd rather be able to change one of these out in the field than not. So after you get it all shaved off, it'll slide down in there to the very top right there, and then you'll be able to push it in with just your finger. There's just enough retention to hold it there where it won't pull out you easily. But if I were to wrench on it, theoretically, it comes out. So that's how I like to do it.